next and interesting topic is human machine interface. Human machine interface. So any human who is interfacing with any devices, which needs some kind of a device or some kind of input to take it to the device. Right? Either maybe a switch, either maybe a kind of adda on the phone. So that is a human machine interface. So a man or a human who is going to be interacting with any of the machine. So normally this HMI part is mainly evolved from this industrial side. So though industrial only many people they are going to be interacting like kind of assembly industry or the manufacturing industry wearables. Okay. So it has to be evolved year by year or day by day. Now it got the very kind of a sophisticated system in the HMI. Yeah. So human machine interface is a dashboard or a user interface that connects a person to a device. It's simply connecting or enabling a connection from a person to the device in any form. It's previously kind of a tactic switch or a button or a knob or whatever it is, now with a touch or in a different format. So yeah. Anyway, maybe the previous days, maybe the HMIs only with the PLCs, the programmable logic controllers and other things. But now the trend or the technology got completely changed. Okay. Now we are talking about HMI. It's not going to be directly touched by that. Where the HMI starts, the person who is going to be interact with the device or system, so it is called as HMI. But now no more direct connection is required. Okay. Without connection also we are going to be interact or command the device. Any example? When you are using Alexa or Siri or your smart kitchen, that exhaust control it's in the step. So you don't need to touch. You have to be simple to stay on, off, whatever it is, to react for that. So the HMI is not only meant for healthcare, but now we are going to be discussing about how it is used in healthcare. But HMI is mainly predominantly used for manufacturing, healthcare, transport, and entertainment. So entertainment is nothing but your smart TV or smartphone, whatever it is. So everything what you are communicating and you are providing some input, so that is called HMI. Healthcare also, there are a lot of devices, a lot of equipment which expected human machine interface. Human has to be give some feedback or give some kind of instruction to the machine. How it is started from 1090s, kind of hardware control. For example, hardware control is nothing but your older radio or knob kind of things, right? There is no kind of a button. It will be kind of a knob. You are going to be tune your stations, something like that, or some advanced things. You can kind of on-off button and kind of a tactic switch. So it's going to be on-off, something like that. So from that point, it will be enabled like kind of a push button. So from that, it is a touch screen, and now it is this joystick and kind of a gesture control. So this evolved from 1090 to until now in a very drastic way. There are a lot of improvement, lot of enablement in the HMI. So, if you have seen the modern cars, correct, the recent year cars, which is already enabled completely with the touch screen, kind of a gesture control, you are not even seeing some single kind of a button kind of things, other than the steering wheel, maybe the infotainment system, and other things. Everything has a kind of HMI. HMI in the sense kind of a touch enabled or a voice enabled. Like if you see this MG header and other kind of internet enabled kind of things. So you don't need to touch the button, you can simply command over the voice, which will react further to your voice. We are going to discuss about this benefits and importance of HMI. So we already discussed about that. What is the kind of a history or era of the HMI? Okay. So So what is the importance or why the people expecting this kind of a development in HMI? For example, we already discussed about this IoT in medical and all. So if you want to go with this kind of enablement or IoT, so we need a kind of a sophisticated system. So even we are enabled with all the IoT and infrastructure, again the person who has to be touched or he has to be manually rotate some normal. You know that because also the people they are already into the technological era, so they want kind of a betterment. So mainly it is also easy for increasing this IoT at scale. Instead of the touch screen, if you are going with the gesture or voice over control, it can be controlled from anywhere or it can be controlled in a different way. So that is advantage. And the productivity. Where the productivity comes. For example, in the normal display or normal kind of a screen, so the person has to be always in front of the monitor or in front of the machine to control. Now, everything you can operate or everything you can control via mobile or via remote system. So which can increase the productivity. No need to be there at the particular location. If you are able to access the particular device in any form of the device, for example mobile or maybe the web page, so you can easily to control them. So that will increase this productivity. So that is also an important aspect, but the importance of the benefits of the HMI. And reduce the cost. For example, instead of adding 10 buttons, if you are going to the touch screen, so you can enable a number of buttons, maybe based on the availability or the screen size. So the availability part it will be increased and also it reduce the cost. If the button, there could be a chance if the button is broken, it have to be replaced. But the touch screen, that is the possibility is very less. But yeah, the other side, if it is something happened, you have to be replaced with complete screen. But other than that, it is easy to add a new button or a new kind of a visual effect or whatever it is. So when you compare again with this kind of a display, maybe compared to 5 years or 10 years back, now everything is this kind of a 3D or projected display. No one is interested in the normal kind of the conventional way of display. So everyone they want to be seen that image is kind of imposed or kind of a projected way. So it will be attract the user can easily interface with the system. Another important aspect is this: the safety is already improved because it is already have a kind of a completely finished and aesthetic. The safety point of view, the user can easily access this, which means there is no kind of a sharp or maybe corner edges. It will also save for the user in the kind of an IC environment or whatever the other environment. The typical applications of the HMI, maybe even more, but yeah, there are some HMI applications like automotive industry. So automotive industry we already discussed. So HMI is a major role in the infotainment, other input devices and other things. So manufacturing and industrials like this control panels and all things which is already enabled or technology advanced with this HMI. So the consumer electronics like your washing machine, refrigerator, whatever the home application or the home devices you are using. So the applications of the aerospace, the cockpit of the plane and other control instruments, so which also has a lot of improvement with the digital panels and other things. So gaming and entertainment. Okay, these are another important aspect where the people who are regularly or frequently using this HMI part. So your PlayStations or mobile games or the TV, whatever it is. So likewise, medical devices also one of the important applications from the HMI, so which has a lot of, or if you see any medical device, it is definitely has a display, or it is required a display to display the information, correct? Your heart rate monitors, your glucose testing kit, okay, diabetic kit, or whatever the device you are using. Maybe not you are using this SpO2 monitors. Everything needs some form of display or some form of input to control or to give information to the user. So that is one of the important application area for this HMI. When we are talking about this HMI, human machine interface, so there are types of human machine interface. Okay, not only directly pressing the button or directly commanding. So like visual interfaces. Okay, so visual interfaces is nothing but touch the screens, graphical user interface. So the user can touch the touch screen and change the settings, change the volume or whatever it is. So voice recognition or voice control. So if you can control through your voice. So multi-mode interfaces, again touch with command and gesture control and all the things. Tactile interfaces, so like it will be your haptic feedback. So what is this haptic feedback? So for normal touchscreen or normal screen, if you are pressing, it will okay, or button, if you are pressing, you will get the feel, correct? The button is pressed. Even we are transforming or upgraded to the touchscreen, but the user mindset is they want some kind of acknowledgement. After you are pressing button, whether you don't know, the system is taken those input or get the feedback. So that the haptic will come, which will give a kind of a sound, okay, something like that. So that user can recognize or feel that, okay, the information is passed, the information is conveyed to the device. So this is a brain computer PCA interface, which means so no need a voice, no need a touch, it will be kind of a chip which can be inside your body or inside or measured from different form of signal to control or to monitor the device. And the gesture-based interface we already discussed. Maybe without touching, we are saying this slide, up or down, something like that. So the devices or the system can understand and it can react accordingly. So again, the wearable interfaces. So augmented reality or virtual reality, there you can control. Correct? If you are using a virtual reality, if you want to zoom or zoom out, it will be just like the gesture. Based on that, it will be zoom out or point out or zoom in or whatever the application is expected. Okay, we are talking about this HMI. Okay, it is okay. One way it is very easy to interact with the device or it will give a lot of insights, but the designing of HMI is really challenging, especially in kind of a medical kind of environment. So there are a lot of requirement or a lot of research and analysis is required. So mainly the HMI, whenever you are trying to develop any kind of HMI, so these are the key elements. So user-centered design approach. So you have to be you have to be design who is the user of this device. For example, take a small example. Maybe in your home elder people is available. They are not completely okay to access or use the smartphone. Maybe except some people they are already accustomed or practice, but majority of the old age people they are not easy or they are not okay to use this kind of a smartphone with a smaller buttons or smaller kind of a controls. So whenever you are designing these kind of design or HMI, you have to be always consider user-centered approach. So you need to perform kind of a design experience or UX user experience. So what is the user is needed? What is the intent for this particular device? That is very important. If you are simply defining, okay, I want to design, I need a 10-inch screen or a 12-inch screen with these many buttons, you don't know. So you have to be think or you have to be do kind of a research. Where I have to keep this button, where I have to keep this button. So how it can attract the people, which means the user, how it is convenient to the user, how it is easy to access the button, access kind of alarms or warnings, whatever it is. So all those things need to be taken care. Anyway, your buttons or whatever the console you are designing, it has to be clear, concise communication. What is the purpose of this button? What is the usage of the device? So everything to be completely displayed or completely available. Then only it can make the user more attracted to the system or more attracted to this product. And when you are talking about this HMI, optimize readability and understanding is also one of the important aspects. So which information has to be bold or which information has to be imposed or highlighted when some particular instance or particular things happen. Prioritize safety and error prevention. So safety also one of the aspects. So how the aesthetics, for example, you are designing kind of a displays or kind of a device, how it is easy to access or how it is safe to use. So all these aesthetics also to be considered. Simplicity means how simple to use. So promote efficiency and situational awareness. For example, some kind of warning situation. So the warning has to be displayed in the majority portion of the display. So then only it will be attract or to alert the user. And also the maintainability and the upgradability. How easy to upgrade, for example, adding a new kind of buttons, adding a new feature into that particular device. And also adherence to the standard. I already mentioned, for example, if you are developing a medical panel or a medical HMI devices, there must be the process or maybe the standard will be adhered. It is not like that you can use any kind of a colors, any kind of a pattern, something like that. So everything to be precisely described with the standard. The button or the knob, whatever is between the touch knob, whatever the rotary switch, it has to be this much, this particular size, this kind of limit, this kind of level, everything to be precisely concerned. So again, the last and important feedback is important point is testing and user feedback. So based on the user feedback, you have to be altered. For example, the user is not convenient, so you have to be altered based on the user feedback. Anyway, you have to be adhered to the standard, but there are some space you have to be adhered for the user feedback. So that is the important aspect when you want to make your product to be success in the market. So you have to get the user feedback. So based on that, you have to be adhered or design your HMI interfaces. So again, the HMI which has kind of functionalities or the functions. So the first is the important is security and customization. So which means you are using HMI kind of a digital HMI, which can be easily customizable based on your needs. So you can customize, and based on that you can adapt any kind of warnings or conditions. And the usability testing. So testing and usability part also important, and data logging and reporting. So how you are logging the data, like kind of a history monitoring. If you see any medical devices, it has to be keep the history. For example, the multi-para monitor or the critical ventilator connected to the patient, it has to be maintained the history of around 48 hours to 72 hours. It's based on the environment. So why it is required? So the doctor can see that maybe how the patient or how the user can improve during the day or something like that. So the history also to be displayed in such a way in a better readable format, so the doctor or the user can easily interpret and make some conclusion out of those information. So again, what kind of programming and control we are using, that is an important element. So the alerts and the notification. So how we are displaying the alerts and notification to the users, the HMI point of view. In normal way, HMI we are talking about display is only the kind of a standalone, but if it is a connected HMI, so the alert may be via your mobile or via alerting your wristwatch, the e-watch, whatever it is. So how we are consuming the user input. So how easily or how easy to access those devices. For example, why this is important? These parameters is important. For example, if you are using a touch screen kind of HMI in the hospital environment, what is the problem or what is the common problem? So in the hospital environment, doctor and majority of the people they are wearing the glasses. So it won't work normal our touchscreen kind of a technology. So we have to go for this kind of a capacitive touch. So even capacitive touch is expecting more accuracy. So with normal mobile phone we are using in a normal hand, instead of we are wearing those, we don't accept all the inputs. So these are all the critical parameters that we are talking about the HMI at the hospital or the healthcare. So again the data visualization. So the data has to be visualized in an appropriate way. So the reader, the doctor or the user can understand in a quicker and easier way. Next topic is the emerging trends in HMI. So until now what we are talking about the conventional applications and use cases of the HMI. So what is the kind of things emerging in the HMI? Again, even the HMI also, the AI is already ruling. So the AI part is already in the HMI, for example, to instead of pressing one kind of a switch, which can be suggested based on the option. something like that. For example, if you have Google Map, if you select some kind of a route, even in between which will be asked for that there is a kind of alternative routes or suggestions. So these are kind of a background which will be process the data based on the user intention or a user pattern, so which can be suggest some kind of environment. But here in this case, it can be kind of a configurable HMI panels or the device panels. Again, how it is going to be interact or integrate with this wearable interfaces. So how come you can interface a number of devices or multiple devices to one equipment, like the multiple monitor. So it can be flexible to interact or interface many devices based on the needs. Again, this augmented reality and virtual reality also the interfaces for this HMI, and also the biometric authentication and security configuration and randomization or the motion concept. So this also can be input to the HMI. For example, based on the motion, the HMI or the device can control or take a decision. So voice user or the voice interface, and also the BCA, the main computer interface. So these are the emerging trends that they are already in the market. Some of the information or technology. So these are the important trends in the HMI. We are talking about the benefits and challenges of the HMI. So these are the benefits. So improved user experience. So we can create any kind of image or kind of animation in the display. So that will give a kind of a user experience. For example, instead of seeing normal push button, we are seeing a post button. When we are touching, it will be kind of a blue or the water, no kind of information. So that will give a enhance the user information. Is efficiency, enhanced safety, and customization and personalization. So the customization and personalization is a good example when you are using a mobile phone. So you can always customize and personalize. For example, the night mode or whatever the mode you want, whatever the way you want to put the buttons or a home screen, whatever it is. So these are the kind of customization. So customization and personalization is possible. So the challenges with this kind of the latest or the current trend HMI, information overload. If you want all this configuration or all this feature, we want to process a lot of data. If you want to process a lot of data, then we have to be the kind of a huge memory with the microcontrollers or the microprocessors or whatever the display solution or the ARTAS. So that is overloading the information, or information is overloaded. So you have to be processed. It takes some kind of a latency, and the way it is going to be displayed will differ, which means it will take some time. So all these things are challenges. Complexity and learning curve. So again, the huge data, the complexity is increasing by default. So it will take some time to adapt and optimize some kind of a situation. Compatibility and integration. We are talking about compatibility and integration means. So when we are upgrading the product, it is not easy to come back or downgrade to the old environment or whatever it is. Which means there could be a limitation. You have to be used only for this particular environment. For example, let's take a very good example. If you are using some kind of apps, that apps are not allowed or not usable for a particular version of the Android or whatever it is. Which means either you have to upgrade your mobile phone